Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel. As our Black Series releases are in a little bit of a lull right now, we'll be taking a look at a G.I. Joe classified series Helix today. Let's take a look. Now, as a Black Series collector, you get used to a certain standard when it comes to, your sculpts, when it comes to the amount of accessories that figures are coming with, and when you pull up a figure like Helix from the G.I. Joe classified line, again, it's hard not to get a little bit jealous of just how much love and attention is going into these sculpts and figures as compared to the line that I'm collecting right now. So Helix here is a mainline figure, which means she is going to retail for $25, and with the amount of extra stuff that she's coming with, if they were trying to put a figure like this in the Black Series, I could certainly see them slapping that deluxe, $33 price tag on things. But as we break Helix down here, you're seeing she's coming with all kinds of extra stuff in addition to just the base action figure. And that means weapons, that means alternate accessories that could build out, alternate looks for the character, things clipping on the back, rubber holsters. Again, it's hard as a Black Series fan not to be a little bit jealous here. But even underneath all of those extra additions here, we're seeing a very solid action figure here with a lot of the improvements and advancements that Hasbro's made across all of their different lines over the last couple of years. That means we've got solid articulation here. We're seeing, a very good plastic feel, I think, when you compare to perhaps McFarlane as another potential competitor. And for Helix here, who is going to have those swords in a lot of different poses, you can nail a lot of these deeper poses with solid articulation in those legs. You've got good details on the face. That one, strand of hair that's coming over her face there has got a little bit of black to it. So there's certainly a lot of detail that they're cramming into this figure. And when you pull up those accessories like, these twin pistols here with extended magazines that fit into holsters, you're really starting to get some cool looks here for our basic, $25 price range sort of figure. And again, making that comparison to our Black Series, I can think of a couple of the last female characters that we've gotten. There's been Shin Hati, there's been Mara Jade, there's been Tala in her Imperial Officer getup, and all of those have 1 to 2 accessories max. And so when a character like Helix here is getting 2 pistols for one basic look, as well as working holsters to go along with that, and then, 2 pairs of swords that fit on a sheath that go on the back, as well as these additional arm blades, and this kind of bolo knife machete sort of look here that fits on her belt as well. You're just seeing how much extra stuff they can cram in the G.I. Joe line with those lowered licensing fees as compared to our Black Series figures. And Star Wars, of course, is an expensive brand to make things for, but I certainly think we're seeing that come across here when it comes to our figures, as again, we're getting, dual katanas here, we're getting the arm blades, we're getting those pistols, and I think when you have a Black Series figure that you're designing, it's almost like they just have to choose one of those things for a particular figure. It's, what is the most single iconic thing that we could include here, as opposed to, what are all the things that we could include here to really build out that figure as a whole. So really cool to see that. These swords here, I think, have a lot of extra detail. I love the fact that they fit into that sheath that goes on her back that clips right in with a peg. The handles of the blades themselves look like they've got some extra detail that doesn't quite come across with just the yellow paint. It almost looks like you could do some kind of inlay paint color there, but, that's kind of a minor gripe from me. These arm blades here are really cool as well. They've got articulation and slide right over the exposed portion of her skin there on her wrists. So you can really strike, some fully loaded poses when she's got the arm blades on, the swords on her back, pistols in the holster, or you can kind of mix and match with all of those different looks depending here. So a really cool figure here with a lot of different features and functions. And I think the reason I purchased Helix here is I actually have in my own head the idea of making a custom Black Series figure for Dina Shan from the old Star Wars Rebellion and Empire line. So more to come on that as a potential project. But if you are on the fence about the G.I. Joe Classified line, if you are a Black Series collector, I definitely do recommend checking them out, as they come packed with a ton of detail that is really super cool. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you agree with the sentiments in this video, and please make sure to check out some of the other videos up on the channel here, as we've got other reviews of our G.I. Joe Classified figures, as well as our Star Wars Black Series line.